Airport. Hi, I'm Kim, and this is my husband Wei. We are two empty nesters that decided to pack up our jobs and hit the road attempting to absorb the culture of 60 countries before I turned 60. Currently, we are in country number 13, and after unplugging and spending 6 weeks at home in the US, we are back at the airport and heading to one of our favorite countries, Mexico. It might not count as a new country, but it has tacos and tequila, so we consider that a win. But before we get to the tacos, we take a look back at 2019, share our favorite travel gifts, and talk about what we're looking forward to in the new year.
Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever you celebrate. We are wrapping up today 6 weeks in the US, which is really, as you know, a long time for us to be in any one spot, much less the US.
So it's been an interesting time. We completely unplugged. In fact, we haven't posted anything to Instagram stories. We haven't edited no videos. We have done nothing except hang with our family, enjoy the time.
It's been nice, but it's I think we're definitely ready to hit the road again.
So we're in the Tucson airport as we speak, getting ready to head to
Veracruz?
Mexico.
Is that like my cue or something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Veracruz, Mexico, where we sort of are looking at this as a couple-week vacation from the family before we actually head to our next travel block, which is Southeast Asia. We're going to meet up with our oldest son there. One of the questions we were asked most often was, what's your favorite country?
And that is a really difficult question to answer because they're all so different.
So my immediate response was, that's like asking which of your children you like the most. There are things we liked and loved about every country.
Yes.
So it's impossible to name one because we literally left every country with an impression. Most of them positive.
Really, all of them were positive.
Yeah, it's true.
They all had something really good to offer.
Traveling and experiencing different countries and cultures and meeting locals and doing things inside the community have led to some magical experiences. And so I like to focus on some of those versus picking a favorite country.
I got more than one of my bucket list items done, and that was the Bosphorus going into the Black Sea. I loved it. Taking that ferry up the Bosphorus and then where it enters into the Black Sea and there's that beautiful bridge and standing on the castle, that was great for me.
I have two that just were really meaningful to me, and that was the Monarch Butterfly Refuge. We honored...
Oh God, was that this year? It was, wasn't it?
It was this year. It was at the beginning. It was in February. We honored my sister on my mother's birthday there, so it was really meaningful. It brought me to tears. It was so moving. And then the second one was the volcano on my brother's birthday, another hugely meaningful time for me. So those were my two most magical experiences, but there were so many things that left an imprint on me from the year.
I agree. And if we go back to Mexico at the beginning of this year, I have to add two more to my list. One was the Teotihuacan and Tenochtitlan. So the study I've done about those cultures and to actually be there where those people walking and see the monuments that they built, that was really breathtaking. It took my breath away. I'm just going to ask you in a random list, your first thought about each country. Yeah, this is brand new. So we started in Italy.
Well, to me, that's family.
Okay, family.
Family.
Great. Serbia.
Meat, too much of it. And
agreed.
Okay.
Greece.
The Acropolis and how I wanted more time there.
Yeah, absolutely. France.
Oh, the bread, the coffee, the smoking.
They do smoke a lot there, that's for sure. But they make up for it with the great bread and cheese and coffee. North Macedonia.
The statues.
Yeah. Most statues per square meter in the capital or something like that, anywhere in the world.
Did we make that? I think we made that up.
Yeah,
I don't know that that's a real fact.
You can quote us. Kosovo.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton statue, of course. You can't miss that one. Turkey.
the hills and the stairs. So many stairs.
Yeah.
To go anywhere, you go down the hill. And to climb back up to our Airbnb, it was equivalent of 20 flights of stairs. And I did not get skinny.
But we got good legs, so.
Yeah.
Albania.
Walks on the beach. We left Albania for the United States, and 5 days later, a massive earthquake hit the area where we stayed. In fact, the building where his gym was located crumbled to the ground. So obviously that was really...
It was really impactful because we had just been there a few
We
days
knew
before.
people, and so luckily the people that we had met are all fine, and we're really grateful
They were
for
sending
that.
me messages. So first of all, they were sending me messages, so that was a good sign. But they were sleeping on the beach because they didn't want to go into the houses. And then just a couple of days ago, I got a Christmas card, electronic, from the gym owner. So I think that's a good sign that things are
The
good
people there were absolutely so welcoming and kind and compassionate, and it's even more evident now after the tragedy. We had a lovely Christmas, needless to say. Some of our Christmas gifts were travel themed. Go figure. So we are going to highlight two of our favorites. Mine is the Life Straw bottle. So you can see there's a filter in there. This means I don't have to buy water wherever we go. It filters out 99.9% of the stuff in water. So even in Mexico, I will be testing it soon. And
But it'll just really cut down on the number of plastic bottles that we're using.
we
Right?
really are trying to, reduce our carbon footprint. So I'm excited to give it a try.
The other thing that we really need was this. It's like a power strip, but the key to it is that somewhere it has 4 USB ports. And so we are doing, obviously with the computers and our travel equipment, we need a place to plug in and we need a place to charge.
And the adapters.
Of course, the adapters, right.
Come
And it
with
comes
it.
with a cord, obviously. And it's got a surge protector and all of that. So this is really going to come in handy because we've been changing out. So Kim gets to plug something in for 30 minutes, and then just before mine goes dead, I get to plug it in, and
Yeah.
those days are over.
So we really needed something a little bit more sturdy. We had an adapter that had 4 USB ports, but it broke in our first country.
Right.
So we really were looking for something more sturdy and that can accommodate that, because not all places have electrical outlet requirements like they do in the U.S. So sometimes you
Right.
might have one in a room. It's a little challenging.
Yeah, we got this bag scale. And we had one before, and it was this huge clunky thing that broke literally it had a spring built in, but it was super accurate. So it finally broke, and this one is really nice. It's digital and
It's light.
it's light, yeah, and it's small.
Because while most bag requirements are 50 pounds out of the U.S., they are 45 pounds-ish.
But we've been on airlines that have it as low as 40 pounds, and I think it was Turkish. They had it 65 or something ridiculous. Who's going to have that much weight in their
So
bag?
we sort of somewhere in the middle, but on the flights that we take that have lower weight, we have to put heavier things in our backpacks. So
I also mentioned that this comes in handy for your carry-ons too, because we've had
only one so
only
far.
one, but I think they're going to start weighing the carry-on bags more frequently.
We take budget carriers when we're in a location. Within the location, it's how we keep our costs down. And go figure that the last budget carrier we took, they weighed our
Right.
carry-ons.
Which
He
we
made
were
it
under.
with just a little bit.
Yeah.
We booked last-minute flights out of Tucson to Mexico, Veracruz, Mexico, which is on the Caribbean side, closer to Cancun, for $250. Last minute, 3 days ago we booked them because we weren't really sure what we were doing. Anyway, so we're really
There's some
excited.
great deals out there, so
Yeah.
don't let cost keep you from getting out.
Anyway, so we'll see you in Houston.
So some of the worst flying in the world is on domestic U.S. airlines. and we are flying from Tucson to Houston right now. Really dreading this domestic flight.
On a United Express flight, so we're thinking small aircraft, no room. But we were wrong.
We were expecting to be miserable, and it's turned out to be great. There's lots of room, it's modern. I'll give you a quick shot. Next time you're flying domestic US, look for that kind of plane.
Welcome to Houston. We survived the first leg of our flight. It was quite enjoyable.
Surprisingly,
We're on a smaller plane, believe it or not, to Veracruz. So we reserve judgment for the last leg.
we'll reevaluate.
I'll talk a little bit about what we're planning for and looking forward to in 2020. An exciting time for us. We sort of got our first year of doing this under our belt, and we have some better and more clear direction of where we want to go.
I think we really kind of use this first year as just kind of throwing,
testing things out.
A lot of throwing against the wall to see what would stick, but I think we got a good plan for this year. So after Mexico, we will be heading to Southeast Asia
to see our boy. So our boy has been in Nepal hiking and trekking the Himalayas and doing all sorts of crazy fun and adventurous things. So we were sad to not be with him during Christmas, but we will head towards him and meet up at some point. He's a little vague on when that is. I have a feeling he's developing his own life on the road, which I'm very happy about, but hey, pay attention to your parents.
Southeast Asia to start with.
Yeah, where do you want to go in Southeast Asia?
Well, I really want to get back to Thailand. I've talked about that a lot. We lived there for a couple of years. I have a lot of friends, one who we met in the UK just a few weeks ago. And just kind of get back to all the places we used to go to, where we used to live.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to really just the food and the warmth.
At this point.
I just want to go. So we'll start out whatever's cheapest to get us from somewhere in Mexico, probably Mexico City, across the big ocean. Whatever's cheapest is where we'll start. So I'm not really set on anything. I sort of started this year set, but I'm not. I'm happy to go wherever.
We'll go where fate takes us, essentially. But I think definitely on the list is Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia,
Laos.
Singapore.
I really want to go to Laos.
Laos, Malaysia. I'd like to go back to Myanmar, Burma. That was one of my all-time favorite countries.
And I haven't been, so I would like that very much. Of course, we're only going to be in that neck of the woods until about May-ish, when we're probably going to head back to the States. We'll check in with our youngest son as he gets ready to end his junior year at University of Arizona, and then we'll go back across the Pacific to the South Pacific and spend some time. I really want to go to Fiji and Bali and spend some time with my mastermind friends in Australia. And one of the things that my mastermind friends, or a few of them in the group, decided to do was they did a family word of the year. Now, you've heard of the word of the year, and I've done that in the past, but they sort of did one as a family, and so Wei and I decided to try that as well. And we came up with the word momentum. And I think that that's sort of going to drive us this year. We want our YouTube channel to gain some momentum. So if you know anybody who's not watching, get them to watch, please.
It's the absolute easiest way to help support us is just watch the videos and subscribe.
Yeah.
I want to get momentum behind our language learning course. We have one language series product out already, Speak in a Week, and it's really exciting. It's a really effective, quick way to get a language down if you're going to leave quickly, if you only have a week or two before you go.
I would like some momentum around learning Italian. I initially thought I was going to...
You should do that Speak in a Week course.
I initially thought I was going to learn languages to every country we went to this year, but I backed off on that and decided to focus just on Italian because we are seriously...
She hasn't done anything.
I said starting after the end of the year. So I want to do that because we are seriously considering applying for residency in Italy, and if we do that, we will need to speak Italian before we can get approved. And I'd really like to focus on going to non-traditional places, like places that are sort of off the beaten track.
I think that's where we find the most interesting things. I mean, going to France and Italy is high on everybody's list, and they're fabulous, and you should go.
Right now we're going to Mexico, but we're going to Veracruz, an area I never even knew anything about, but it was the cheapest flight out of Tucson, and we are finding it's the oldest port city in Mexico, and it just looks so inviting and charming. We're excited to get there.
So much history there, yeah. Yeah, we'll be there in a few hours. Can't wait.
We'd just like to wish you a very happy 2020. May the new year bring you lots of adventure and joy. And if you don't have a word, let your word be watch, as in watch Wei and Kim's videos.
Happy New Year.
So, where am I starting at?
Favorite country.
We saw lots of ruins this year. Lots. And in fact, we're going to go see some more ruins in Mexico.
I have to say, even I am a little ruined out.
And I'm going to stop rambling now because I just got kicked under the table. Wei wants to drive some momentum behind his language learning.
Like, I don't want to drive at all. Yes.
That's it?
Yep, okay.